On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Constitution, the Second Amendment, is absurd. The fact of the matter is that this Constitution is the reason why he's in this country in the first place, enjoying the fruits of this country. The Second Amendment, just like the entire Constitution itself, is the greatest document on the planet. And it is the reason why so many people are in this country exercising their freedoms that they don't have in their native countries. The difference between this country and Liberia, the country he's from, the difference between this country and most other countries is that every single blade of grass is protected by a weapon here. There are 390 million privately owned guns in this country. And the idea that the founders, these beautiful, beautiful founders had 200 plus years ago was to prevent any insurrection, to fight off the government. And that's why I kind of respect what I respect what Quest said in terms of, hey, I don't care if it's a project, that's what he said, nigga, or the police. I agree with that, and so many other people agree with that.
Does it think Americans need to own a gun, accept authority?
I got to think about it a little bit further.
Okay.
I got to think about it a little bit further. Come back to me, please.
Hold on.
I
Let me go to
just want
Logic.
to
Go
put
ahead,
out a
Logic.
fact though, because so we can make the conversation easier. Because if we listen to our government and our government talks about assault rifles, just because it looks like a assault rifle, it's not an assault rifle. Like you can't go in America and actually you can't get a automatic rifle. That don't exist. You got to modify it to be that. So when you hear these stupid politicians start talking about automatic rifles, they literally don't know what they're talking about. I got a Vector. I got, I got all kind of weapons. But guess what? They're not automatic.
And what he means by automatic, he means fully automatic versus semi-automatic, I think is what he's talking about. And
yes, but you see the politicians don't know what they're talking about. And then I see most time people repeat the dumb shit and they don't know what they're talking about. That guy that went to the school shooting, his capability that he used with his rifle, which was semi-automatic, he had the same capability with his handgun. His same rate of fire he could have got off with that handgun.
Yeah, I think the only difference would be the capacity of rounds that he would be able to shoot. The capacity of ammunition that he would be able to shoot.
To get more victims.
But Quest, they got, do you see the magazines they got now for these handguns?
Hold on, but I know. I've seen the 50 rounds. I've seen the drums.
Exactly.
I agree. But I think that was that's the big difference is between the two, is that they're more prevalent high capacity magazines with assault rifles versus them being in pistols. My perspective is I want to have what everybody else got, right? Like I got a responsibility as the head of my household to protect. And if that means in order to protect, I need to be able to match levels of threats out here in this world, right? There's a reason I have assault rifles here in this household, right? Because I know that there are people out there that could potentially, I'm not saying that want to do me harm, that could potentially want to do me harm, that's going to try to meet me with that force, right? That would be like, it would be silly to not have that. That would be like the U.S. government sending its special forces operators into a country to go and combat against its foreign enemies improperly equipped. We would lose, right? And because I have a family that I am responsible for, I need to have what everybody else got, right? Now, I don't need to have a fully automatic because that is not really prevalent out here in our country. It's not. It's very select few people that have fully automatics. I don't need to go to that extent, right? But everything shy of that, I want to have that capability. Not that necessarily the weapon system, but the capability. So I have semi-automatic rifles and I have handguns, right, here in my household.
But Quest, I got a question for you. Wait, because Quest, you special forces, right?
Hold on. Let me finish this out because I forget. There's also no limit onto who can get this business, bro. If you mean to do my family harm, I don't care if you one of these project niggas or if you're a dude in a blue uniform with some metal shit on their chest and a fucking belt. It don't matter to me, bro, because my responsibility is my family. I don't care what you're wearing. right? So I just want to also state that.
Wait.
I just want to clear this up because if you don't know,
hold on, y'all.
Because Quest was special forces though.
I know, but after you, Elijah, we're gonna move on. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to clarify this for the group. This is why I call cap on all this other stuff, because they want to get rid of these long rifles, but in close combat, a handgun is more dangerous. It's more dangerous because you know what? It's easy to grab a long barrel, and if you look at all these situations, a handgun would be classified as more dangerous. That's why when the special forces,
that's not true. If that is the case, I got to stop you, bro. I got to stop you. First off, because I can speak as an expert within close quarters combat, based off of what I've done for 20 years, bro. And you already know what time it is. If that was the case, SEAL Team 6, Delta Force, Crisis Response Forces, they would not use long rifles in close quarters combat. And every time they do. Now, the rifles are shorter and more compact, but they use long rifles in every one of those situations. There's never been a time.
But the concept of the long rifle. Wait. You capping a little bit though. The concept of the long rifle is used for what? What is the concept of a long rifle?
We're not talking about concepts. We're talking about what you just said about going in close quarters battle.
Yes, and the average person actually uses a long rifle in close quarter combat. I'm saying a handgun is more efficient in these type of situations. So my whole point is they trying to ban these long rifles, and then in these situations, the handgun is more deadlier.
You know what? This is an interesting conversation. I really think it is. But I just want to make sure we get everybody else. I don't want to fall down that rabbit hole. Who hasn't spoke yet? Because I kind of lost track a little bit. K, I know you haven't spoke. I've been seeing their hand waving like a church, like you're in the church. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think anybody on the panel answered the question. The question was, what do you think about what Michael Blackson said? Now, before I get into that, Quest, your soundbite should be recorded and it should go viral. You are absolutely correct on everything that you said about protecting your family. The question was, what do we think about Michael Blackson and what he said? Michael Blackson is a foreigner. He is an immigrant. He is not an anchor baby. He was not born here. He was born in Liberia. Liberia, and to respect anybody born in Liberia, it's a very unstable country even to this day. They've had all types of coup d'etats, all types of presidents assassinated within the last 50 years. It's an unstable place. For an individual like himself, and respect to Michael Blackson, I actually met him before, to come here and question the Constitution, the Second Amendment, is absurd. The fact of the matter is that this Constitution is the reason why he's in this country in the first place, enjoying the fruits of this country. The Second Amendment, just like the entire Constitution itself, is the greatest document on the planet. And it is the reason why so many people are in this country exercising their freedoms that they don't have in their native countries. The difference between this country and Liberia, the country he's from, the difference between this country and most other countries is that every single blade of grass is protected by a weapon here. There are 390 million privately owned guns in this country. And the idea that the founders, these beautiful founders had 200 plus years ago was to prevent any insurrection, to fight off the government. And that's why I kind of respect what I respect what Quest said in terms of, hey, I don't care if it's a project, that's what he said, nigga, or the police. I agree with that, and so many other people agree with that.